In this section, we'll be focusing on the campus recruitment process. Okay. The fundamental perspective, because most of the HR recruiters are involved into campus recruitment activities, but what I'm trying to give you is the how to decide whether you will be going for a campus recruitment and what kind of candidate to be you will be sourcing on the basis of the requirement. Okay. So let's start with the campus recruitment process. Okay. Campus recruitment process. There are the candidates who are very good. We discussed about different campus recruitment processes in different sections we discussed earlier. Okay. So some of the sections that was there. For example, we talked about that we should go earlier to get a good number of candidates. The timing is important, the operations is important, the way the delivery is important, everything is important in the campus recruitment, no doubt for that. Okay. The first thing is that we need to understand two part of component for towards for the applicant's process. Is that that is what we can call it as model of employability. Is that first thing is that whether the candidate we are looking forward for, or doing the process. So this particular section is covering two part of that. That is, one is the campus recruitment as well as the campus selection processes. Okay. So the first thing is that we need to identify whether they can get the things done. Yeah, that is what we can say, that whether they can execute. So this execute model can be divided into four different parts. That is, achieving the personal work goals, planning and organizing, learning and researching, and analyzing capabilities. These are the four important competences that will any person or any organization look forward for, especially when we is talking about the campus recruitment, or the fresh hiring. Okay, may it be GET or DETs or MT, management trainee or engineer trainee, or any kind of trainee that is required. Okay. The planning and the organizing actually enables the timeliness and the sources to be aligned to the goals and the priorities. Achieving goals create the momentum for the action. Learning and researching enables the understanding the issues, problems, and the options. And while the analyzing and the applying expertise in the technology should be sound judgment and the workable solution. So these four competences are actually required to get the things done. Okay. So on the basis of the competency analysis or the competency mapping of the different candidates that is available for the campus recruitment process, it can be identified that whether they will be able to get the work done. Another part is that can they bring the people with them? Can be a good team player? Okay. Because what happens is that majority of the campus recruits or the people coming from for the campus recruitment will be basically concentrating or becoming the part of the team, rather than they looking forward for team leadership. That is why the competences related to leadership become secondary whenever we are doing the competency analysis. Important is that whether they can become the part of the team. Okay. So whether they can become but also the traces of the leadership should be also be there. Okay. Now, what we actually look forward for when we look forward for a people with the good person, or a thing that is there in the campus recruit, is especially the adapting or responding to the changes, working with the people to demonstrate the collaboration, presenting and the communication skills. Okay. Deciding and initiating the actions that can be done by understanding what they have done during the different projects that they have done, or any other extracurricular activities they have been involved in. Now this actually this two part, that is execute and engage, actually gives us a matrices. That is what we divided into four quadrants. On the basis of the scores, we the lower part of that is this quadrant. Okay. This actually broader development needed to raise the benchmark strength. Okay. If the execute is high and the engage is somewhat low, it can be strong on the potential to execute, but need development to engage more effectively. Okay. Because there can be people who can be very good at different competences, but actually using that and becoming the part of the team and making the team successful is important. Now the third part is that strong on the potential to engage but did not develop to or execute this more effectively. So this whether the competences has been developed in a manner that this can be taken, they can be a good team player, but are they competent enough to do the important role? Okay. And then we when the execute and the engage is very high, then we say that this is a high potential and execute task on engaging the others. This actually gives us the impression that if say we finalize the salary structure of that, so we if say x is one of the salary, so usually the salary for this section, that is one execute lower execute and lower engage, gives us the value of 1x. Okay. Then 2.9x for the execution, because team behavior can be taught earlier. And if the team behavior is there, but it is difficult quite to develop the other behaviors. Okay. And if the both of them are high, okay, then that is will be the best person. So we can say that it will be the the right kind of person for us to hire. On the basis of that, we can develop that for engage and execute both low, we need to raise the benchmark, or we need to build up the all the candidates that is there. Okay. But if when, even if you talk about the high on execute and high on the engage, they actually become the part of buy and the build, because you can build up here, you can build up the competences, and here the build on the engage part. Okay. Or the topic parts related to your team behavior. Okay. And if it is both execute and engage is hard, that is the right pick. We have seen that 4.4 x is the score, so we can, that will be the right pick for us. Okay, for any organization, because they will be the people who will be who are aware of how the things can be executed. Okay. Things they know how to get the things done, and also at the same time they know how to get the people along with them. Okay. So we'll straightforward for go for buy. Okay. Now the advantage is that of this model is that if the organization can analyze on the basis of the competences related to execution, okay, and also understand the team behavior or the engagement score, this to do part actually gives us that there is a training need requirement in case of execution or developing or the competences, or on the basis of the employee behavior. The process of the recruitment or the selection process, this is just an outline on the basis of what we have been doing in our organizations or different organizations that has been those HR peoples who have been associated with me in a longer duration of time. Most of them use this model of the filtering. So basically, we have got the graduate applicants tool pool. Then we have the realistic job preview, companies details, and everything. And here also, we actually the communication takes place with the candidates pool. This communication actually establishes whether they will be attracted towards joining the organization. If the number any employees who are it need to be a realistic. Okay, we don't do not actually give a give the employees or the candidates, especially in the recruitment and open space, give them how actually the organization works, whether it be pros and cons. Let's say explain everything. Okay. So that it will be easier, because if it is not a realistic job preview, then once the employee joins the organization, the likelihood of attrition will be higher. Okay. So to avoid the attrition, it is always advisable to keep the job previews as realistic as much possible. Okay. Then you can go for the system as scenario based assessment. Okay, this can be an online test and also a personality and the ability test. So this three part actually becomes the online. Okay, many of the organization keeps this first part, this one as not online, as they keep as the offline module. Okay, but you can always go for online as well as online, depending upon the size of the organization, depending upon the way the organization needs. Then once that has been done, now this is the bottleneck or the filter keeps on decreasing. Okay, so once we have the large number of people who are there after they enter into scenario based, the number decreases. Finally, the ability or the assessment test then also decreases the number of candidates in the applicants pool. Now this B and C can be either first or second. That depends upon how you want to design the your campus recruitment process. Once that has been done, then it can goes for the in-persons or individual based assessment center, or it can goes to individual interviews depending upon the size of the organization and how much the organization is looking forward for fitment. And then finally we can go for final candidate. Then we know on the basis of deploy, that is we'll go for the build or the buy and build model. Okay, so on the basis of that, we'll finalize, and if it is, going for a buy, then we can put it in general graduate hire, or if it is buy and build, we can take it for the fast track program. So this is basically the overview of the process. Okay, the campus recruitment process. I also need associations with the different college, and we have discussed about the different aspects of campus recruitment or maintaining the relationship with the colleges in the earlier sections. So it's just a follow-up sections of the campus recruitment.